Why has the history of African peoples been erased? Well, we don't live in a fair world. Things aren't fair. You don't get equal opportunities. You get the opportunities that you create for yourself. And if someone gets in there first and they conquer you, they colonize you, they enslave you, they simply make your history disappear to make it look like they conquered, colonized, and enslaved nobodies. When people have a history, that makes you a somebody. So if you remove the history, you become a nobody. And so your history disappearing, nobody's lamenting the loss of that history. That's why conquerors, colonizers, and enslavers make the people whose history they've conquered, colonized, and enslaved.
Is it gone? Where is my drum beat? Where is my drum beat?
I can't do the drum beat now.
Where is my drum beat?
The reason why we can't do the drum beat right now because it'll be reverberating in the people them ears. So
Where
we
is
can't
the drum
do it.
beat?
Greetings upon greetings upon greetings.
Greetings. Greetings.
As you can see, someone is very bright like the colors that we are wearing.
Welcome to Here to Help You, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Why am I dancing? Because this is how I get myself hyped before I go into battle, right? You know, everyone has their thing. I do like a bubble and sip tea and brand all at the same time. So
all you need now is just the Kermit the Frog meme or Mimi.
The sip tea.
The sip tea.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were trying to say I look like Miss Piggy. I was gonna thump you. Anyways.
Those words would never come out of my mouth.
Welcome everybody Here to Help
Minus
You.
the pork.
Thank you for joining us for this very powerful episode. I want to, of course, welcome my co-host with the most, Dave Rankins. And his last name is Lindsay, not Rankin. Just so everyone knows. Because people like put this on everything. And I'm like, his last name's not Rankin, guys. But anyways, go ahead.
Why you gotta go ahead and bait out the seed out about
Because this
now?
is what I do. Because this is one of those. This is
the
psychological to throw you off a little bit.
Habitual beta. That's what you are.
Whatever. And
alongside the Donette with a capital T, Simone Jennifer Smith.
Wagwan. And of course, we have behind the scenes doing the most, Miss Anisha. We give her hell. She takes it. I told her, after us, you'll never ever be caught off guard by any show. It doesn't matter what they try to say to you.
You would be
like,
ultimately prepared.
You are prepared, girl.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? 36 pictures is nothing.
Listen,
So-
man, today
so-
you got lucky. I had 50 lined up. 50, and I had to dwindle it down into regards what I.
You're so obnoxious.
I'm telling you.
So today we're having a knowledge off, everybody. Dave and I did our research separately today. And the goal here is that we're going to see who can deliver the best unknown Black history knowledge, African history knowledge.
I'm just gonna.
We're
continue
being
to sit
judged
here.
on delivery, resources.
Hold
so
on,
how
hold on,
credible
hold on,
are the
hold on.
resources?
Hold on. So when you first proposed, what we're going to do for today, she says, you know what? Let's do something nice. Let's do something real fun. Last night it's, you're going down. I'm like, down? Why would I want to go down? We're just presenting information. And then this morning it's, you got nothing over me.
And think, you see all this? I'm gonna lose today. I'm gonna lose, but I'm gonna come in strong.
You
I'm gonna
see?
start strong.
I have no
I'm gonna
clue
start
why.
strong.
I have no clue why we have to have a knowledge of.
Because it's happening. And listen, we only have 5 minutes to break. I got information. So I gotta go with this. All right, so knowledge off. So did you know that?
Hold on.
Stop.
Hold on. Before you even do that, do you want to go ahead and speak to the gentleman who went ahead and gave us our segue into what we are doing right now? The video.
No, you can go ahead. You're just wasting time. Go ahead. You know I'm gonna drive it. I was coming strong. He got scared. Go ahead, Dave.
I can't believe this. You picked the video and you don't even speak on it? You don't want to speak on it?
Because we already know. They read it. He said it. I don't have to speak on it anymore.
No, you don't say it no more?
Listen,
No?
y'all, we need to raise our self-esteem.
Yes.
Straight up. And that's what the show's about. Raising our self-esteem. This is the type of history. This show is for everybody. Minus the foolishness. It's for children. It's for any. If you are of melanation nation, this show is for you. Can I go into it now?
The great Robin Walker.
Can I go into it now?
Go right ahead.
Don't be scared. Jeez. So, sitting in her home, unemployed in the late 70s, Sophia Stewart wrote books that were stolen from her by the Warner Brothers. Terminator 1 through 4, The Matrix were movies that were actually taken straight from her book. Can you put up a picture of the beautiful Sophia Stewart? Actually, no, the first picture is, remember, part of this is resources. I have legal papers to back this one up, people. Yeah, and this is nothing. This is just the start. Actually, let me go through this. So, writer of the Terminator and Matrix. Hold on one second here. Movies, child prodigy, prolific writer, poet, and creative genius are just a few of the terms that are used to describe Sophia Stewart. Stewart entered the City University of New York and received her Bachelor of Arts degree in journalism and minors in law and psychology. While attending the university, she studied under the guidance of many celebrated authors and writers such as Max Siegel, a former journalist of the New York Times, Emil Kapoya, publisher, editor, essayist, and critic Paul Cherry, a playwright from Broadway, who is to actually write for Broadway. So she had some serious mentorage. So the fact that she was able to write this, let's see. So her background is diverse, and many of her writings reflect groundbreaking literature that is undeniably before its time. She has received numerous awards for her achievements over the past few years, earning the Rosa Parks Award at the NAACP in December 2005. She also got the Honor Award for Empowering the People from the Las Vegas Music Awards in September 2006. On June 2nd, 2007, she was nominated for the international award called Lifting Up the World with a Oneness Heart, an award offered to people who have made exceptional contributions to the human family. Now, you can go to truthaboutthematrix.com and actually find the legal proceedings that show that she was suing Warner Brothers and that she won. Knowledge dropped. So, Matrix, bun you, Warner Brothers. That was a black woman. Right, that.
You know,
the book was called The Third Eye.
I've heard about this woman a while back.
He's such a,
right? Hold on, come on, I need to finish.
Okay.
All right. This is truly one of the definitions of Afrofuturism. right? And when I say that is that
Truth.
her books definitely rely on a sci-fi theme, right? So I mean, and for those, of course, who are just hearing about her, by means, like, go research it. I mean,
Go
right,
to
you
she
will
has a
see the
webpage.
similarities. You will see in regards to how, and you know, and this just comes down to regards to, like, of course, big fish eat little fish,
Yeah.
right? I
She
mean,
just got swallowed up. Why does
and
my little bun look tilted?
it happens. You're okay?
Yeah, my hair is looking a little sci-fi. Okay. So, what'd you think? Was that a good one?
That's pretty good. I like
So, because
that.
people don't know, we all watched The Terminator and The Matrix. We're like, oh, Warner Brothers. We never realized there was a black woman behind that. So I thought that
And
was cool.
you know
I
what,
felt
like,
kind of powerful with that one.
Even imagine, you know, even imagine now if this was now an all-black cast, you know, for setting of this type of caliber of movie, because we all know in regards to, like, how well these movies have done.
Yes,
Right.
but too much on this. Drop yours now. This is a knowledge off. We're not going to sit here and talk about Flowery. I ain't talking about yours. Drop your knowledge quick for the
Really?
break.
With less than a minute?
You have it. You said they were short. Drop it, and then we can go into talking to it, Dave. Let's go. These knowledge offs have to just be dropping information. Go on with it.
All right, fine. All right. Black Adam. Now, although a fictional character, right? But you know how we said before when we've done our African superheroes, right, or supervillains, how Black Panther was the first, right? Giving, of course, a standalone comic,
Okay.
right? And set in Africa,
Okay.
right? Black Adam, in fact, originated in 1945,
Okay.
which makes him at least 20 years older than Black Panther.
Interesting.
Yes, very much, right? From a fictional land, northern Africa, those who consider it similar to Egypt, considering that he was working for a pharaoh at that time, right? However, though, when he was given the power, there's a set of a word that he used to utter in regards, of course, to how he'd receive his power.
Shazam.
There you go, right? Now, did you know? Yes, that comic book, 1945, the Marvel Family. This, in fact, the origin of Black Adam.
Okay, so you can't go into it yet. You took so long. And next time we don't chat. We're going to go to commercial, honestly, because I want you to drop your digital. But when we come back, you got to just drop it, Reggie. You can't drag it. Drop it.
Listen, nobody told you how to drop it.
Because
And
I
you
just
can't go ahead
dropped
and-
it.
You cannot define how I am going to go to
Guys,
deliver
we'll see you
what
back.
I need to do.
Just go to commercial. Nisha.
Pardon
Like,
me.
you don't- like-
Think you have what it takes to bring value to the community? The TCN TV network is expanding and now accepting TV show proposals. Here's an opportunity to build celebrity status and become part of an elite group of community advocates that are focused on building, strengthening, and empowering our community in a positive way. Are you interested in embarking on a new adventure? TCN TV is searching for people interested in opportunities to change the conversation and pave an unforgettable legacy. If you feel you have something of value to offer, send a written show proposal to shows@mytcntv.com.
Welcome back, family.
Welcome back. Drop it. You see, like all that. We're doing the knowledge drop off, and Dave is stalling on dropping knowledge. He's just yapping
See,
air.
Really,
Let's go.
I'm yapping air. Oh, that's not painful at all.
Fighting words,
I-
eh?
I
I'm
tell
trying to
you,
get
right?
you stirred up. Let's do this.
Can we go to the second picture, please? All right. So, as you can tell, this is from the 1945 comic, The Marvel Family. At the time, the word Shazam. Now, originally, they said it was supposed to be fashioned after 6 Greek gods. However, though, later on, it was changed to 6 Egyptian gods. Here are the gods. The S in Shazam, it's the stamina of Shu.
Okay.
Right? The H, the speed of Heru. The A, strength of Aman. The the Z, wisdom of Zahudi or Tahuti. Right? The A, the power of Atam. And the M, the courage of Muhu or Mehenin. This is what Shazam stood for.
I told you you're gonna come with some like dirt.
Dirt.
Like, you know,
We have 1945 in the middle, 1973 at the end, the middle, and of course, at the end there, the 1945 right in the left-hand corner for us.
Are you in your
I mean,
feelings?
no, come on, by me. I'm dropping knowledge. This
No,
is how
it's
it
true though.
goes.
This is good. This is cool.
You know,
That's
20,
interesting.
20 years before Black Panther, at least 20 years before Black Panther.
Cool. That
Not
was
bad.
pretty good.
Yeah, not bad.
That was all right.
Not bad.
My turn?
Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
Do this. That's pretty good. Shazam. Did you know that? And it's anyways.
Oh, type of neckline.
Did you know? Can we drop this picture, please? I have a picture of Jack Daniels and yeah, let's put that up there. Okay, let's keep that picture there for a second. So, Jack Daniels whiskey was created by an enslaved black man named Nearest Green. Yeah, man, I'm coming with it. He taught Jack Daniels how to make it.
Okay.
And the brand has made millions since then. And let me tell you what the strength of this information is, guys. I always say that information is hidden in plain sight.
Yes.
This is right off of the Jack Daniels website. All right? So let's talk about it for a minute. There's a very interesting picture that hangs in Mr. Jack Daniels' old office.
Okay.
It is a picture of Mr. Jack taken with his distillery crew. What makes this portrait so intriguing is the gentleman sitting immediately to Jack's right, an African-American worker. Given the time period when this photograph was taken, around the 1900s, the racial divide that permeated the American South, it's intriguing to see an African-American man seated beside the proprietor of a business. But this proximity to one another in this picture, in this photo, underscores the remarkable relationship that is the heart of how Jack came to make his whiskey. So the man in the photograph above, or sorry, below, we have reason to believe is George Green, along with being Jack's friend. George was also the son of Nathan Nearest Green, and it's Nearest Green along with the Reverend Dan Call, who taught Jack Daniel about making whiskey at a still owned by the Lutheran minister. So, Jack Daniels, again, originator is a black man, and the information is on his website.
Did you get a name of the gentleman, the African who actually taught Jack how to make this wine?
Nathan Nearest Green.
That's the name of the gentleman who actually was a slave?
Nathan Nearest Green.
Nathan Nearest Green.
That's him.
Wow.
Him and Dan Call, a reverend. He was taught by the Lutheran minister at a church.
Imagine that, huh?
That's right from his website. He's saying it. He said it himself.
Wow.
There's pictures right there.
That I do see. Not bad at all.
I'm so proud of myself right now. All right, your turn.
Can we go to the dustpan, please? This is nice, real short and real sweet. Lloyd P. Ray. This is the first designs for a dustpan. Now, we all laugh, yes, but it's an everyday.
Important. It's
an
true.
everyday use.
It's true.
Listen, let me
We're
tell you
clowning, but no.
Listen, it's an everyday use.
It's true.
A lot of dustpan.
Wow. Okay, go on. Who is this man? Who created this?
So Lloyd P. Ray invaded the dustpan in 1897. It is said here that Ray's dustpan received a patent on August the 3rd, 1897. Now, unlike the original types of dustpans, Ray added a handle that allowed a person to sweep trash into the pan without dirtying his hands, making it like an everyday use. Also,
I'll give you that one.
Also, right? Ray's patent for his dustpan was the 165th patent given by the United States at that time. Give it up to all household chores. Without the dustpan, what do we do?
That's pretty good, Dave.
Thank you.
Yeah, not bad. All right.
Thank you very much.
So what I'm going to do is I want to drop that video. I have another video because as much as we're joking, there's an I'm telling you, there's a reason that we're doing this. Can we drop that video before, and then we'll come back and drop some more? Did you know? Yeah. Yeah, let's do that.
There are psychological reasons why people would want to associate themselves with a history. There is a link between what someone thinks of themselves, what someone thinks of their people, and their history. Now, scholars talk about personal esteem, that means self-esteem, and then you have interpersonal or group esteem, which is what you think of your group or what you think of your race, racial esteem. Self-esteem and racial esteem are not the same thing. Someone can have very high self-esteem where they think highly of themselves and very low racial esteem where they think very badly of other black people. And in truth, most black people have very high self-esteem and very low racial esteem. And that's one of the reasons why black people are prone to fight each other, prone to disagree with each other, prone to conflict with each other, because someone thinks very highly of themselves and someone thinks very lowly.
So, Dustpan, love it. Okay, so I truly appreciate, though, the breakdown of the group esteem and self-esteem. It's one of the reasons why we're actually even doing the show today. We have to lift group esteem and establish balance in our community.
Of course.
That's what it is. That's why we're doing this. We need to understand that we are a great people, man. Like, okay, let's see if we can get this one out before. All right.
Yes, I see. Go on.
So, the most famous poem of World War II. Now, this one has a little bit of controversy to it, okay? But it's entitled, If We Must Die, used by Winston Churchill as a rallying cry for British Army troops, was written by a Jamaican,
What?
Claude McKay.
Go on with it, Go on with it, yard
Claude McKay. So, that's Mr. Claude McKay.
What? Look at the conch.
Okay, so I'm going to read the poem to you. If we must die, let it not be like hogs, hunted and penned in an inglorious spot, while round us bark the mad and hungry dogs, making their mock at our cruised lot. If we must die, oh, let us nobly die, so that our precious blood may not be shed in vain, and even the monsters we defy shall be constrained to honor us through dead. O kinsmen, we must meet the common foe. Mr.
Oh, wow.
Claude McKay. So, here's the controversy.
Go ahead.
Actually, there's more to it. There's more to the poem. I didn't realize how long it was. I didn't scroll down. So, through far outnumbered, let us show us brave, and for their 1,000 blows deal one death blow. What though before us lies the open grave, like men, we face the murderous, cowardly pack, pressed to the wall, dying but fighting back.
All right.
So, Claude McKay, born Festus Claudius McKay,
Oh,
Jamaican,
boy.
stop, man.
Oh, wow.
Festus, Bridget?
He must have been born in the States or something like that.
Guy was a key figure in the Harlem Renaissance, a prominent literacy movement of the 1920s. His work ranged from a vernacular verse celebrating peasant life in Jamaica to poems challenging white authority in America, and from generally straightforward tales of black life in both Jamaica and America.
Wow.
So, If We Must Die, which defended black rights and threatened retaliation for prejudice and abuse. Like men will face the murderous, cowardly pack, McKay wrote, pressed to the wall, dying, but fighting back. So where the controversy comes in is, in fact, they're saying there's no evidence that Churchill cited the poem in any speech. No reference can be found in Hansard, parliamentary debates, or the congressional record. Hold on. Nor could the quote be verified by the Churchill Archive Center or the Churchill Center. Okay? Now, this is where I have a problem, because they now, and this is off of Winston Churchill's page. He has a website. Okay?
Yeah.
Probably the confusion stems from the fact that the poem, If We Must Die, certainly sounds like the sort of things Churchill did say during World War II.
Oh, boy.
It is even possible that Churchill was familiar with the words, since in 1919, McKay left the U.S. for London, where he worked for Sylvia Pankhurst's radical newspaper, The Workers' Dreadnought, and Churchill was well known for reading papers across the political spectrum. Like, it's like they can't just give it. So it's like there's no proof, but he coulda. Gussa.
It's interesting in regards to how, even to this day, how they like to go ahead and like spread, as we like to say, the bullshit right across.
It's just incredible. I don't know, but that was mine. I just big up Jamaica.
Big up.
I think I got caught up with Jamaica. I just saw Jamaica and I'm like, okay, biased. Yes. He wrote it.
Yep. Go on with the Festos.
Absolute Festos sounds like a sewer. All right, guys, we'll be back with the knowledge dropping competition. I think we're tied. The dustpan was pretty hot still. Good job. Good job. Dustpan was kind of hot. Yeah, we'll see you guys back on here to help you.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity and our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
And the way to raise people's racial esteem is to introduce them to their history. And if the history happens to be a great history, a history that people objectively can be proud of, they will see their people in a very different way to how they see their people at present. And that's the difference between high self-esteem, low racial esteem, to having a balance where you have high self-esteem and high racial or ethnic.
So self-esteem, high racial self-esteem and high self-esteem are our goals today at Here to Help You. I think we're doing a pretty good job.
I think so.
I think right now it sounds like we're tied.
I don't know. I'm just reading what I need to read.
Your turn.
Thank you. Can we go to Mr. Casely Hayford, please? Excuse me. Joseph Ephraim Casely Hayford, born September 29th, 1866, and died August 11th of 1930. He was a Ghanaian journalist, editor, author, lawyer, educator, and politician who supported Pan-African nationalism. Now, one of the things that made him so important, it was not only was he...
You have to say, did you know?
Hold on, I'll get there. Right. Not only was he a predecessor for Kwame Nkrumah,
okay,
right, who learned through him indirectly through Joseph Dankwa, but did you know he wrote the first African fictional novel in English in 1911, and that's that book right in the middle, Ethiopia Unbound. So this is the first publication to come out of Ghana in English as a fiction.
All right.
Yes. 1911, okay. It was the year that it was published, and it was one of the first novels in English by an African. It has been cited as the earliest Pan-African fiction. The novel was set in both Africa and England. It relies on a philosophical debate between an African and his English friend, as well as references to contemporary African events and ancient African history to provide a context for his exploration of African identity and the struggle for emancipation. Casely Hayford.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very that's a very Dave. Again, you're very studied. Very educated, very learned.
Has studied, right? It's very important man.
I like it.
Very important man.
My turn.
Go on.
All right. Really, Anisha? It sounds like you're biased, okay? There's no biases here, okay? All right, so what I want you to do is actually put up this picture while I'm speaking about this. This is important. Stop watching my notes, Dave.
Okay, I can't change them.
Can you put up this picture of Detroit Red, Chicago? Okay.
Whoa.
We're going to talk about this. This one, I didn't know, and I'm sure a lot of people do know, but I found this interesting because I was like, how did I miss that? So if you've watched Malcolm, okay, hold on. John E. Sanford, Chicago Red, and Malcolm Little, Detroit Red, were friends and partners in crime in the Harlem days. Later, one would become Red Fox, and the other, well,
Malcolm X.
Malcolm X.
See, yeah, I can see the Red Fox. Yeah.
What? Okay. They both were sharp dressers and resembled each other with their red hair. They worked at Jimmy's Chicken Shack in Harlem and hustled the streets together. Red confided to Anthony Major, who ran Red Fox Productions in the mid-1980s, that Malcolm was the only person he really trusted. They used to rob places together and sleep on rooftops together. Red said he knew Malcolm had his back and trusted him for sure. If Red was in a fight, he could turn his back and know Malcolm was going to be on the other side, fighting with him. So for a while, they were partners in crime, stealing suits and reselling them, dealing marijuana and other petty crimes. They had a falling out as Malcolm's criminal activities increased. This is interesting. Resulting in his 6-year incarceration, which led to his rebirth as Malcolm X. Malcolm didn't have the showbiz talent, so he didn't give a damn what he got into, Red said. He'd take on anything to get some dough. He was a little bit more aggressive, but I'd rather be sleeping with a broad and go somewhere to a club and do 50 minutes of comedy. And this is from Black and Blue, the Red Fox story, okay? That's where that quote was taken from. And then in the autobiography of Malcolm X, Malcolm had to say this about Red Fox. We became good buddies in a speakeasy where later on I was a waiter. Chicago Red was the funniest dishwasher on this earth. Now he's making his living being funny as a nationally known stage and nightclub comedian. I don't see any reason why old Chicago Red would mind me telling that he is Red Fox. So I thought that was interesting because it's funny when I was watching the movie and seeing his criminal, like the person he was doing this with, and when they talked about him, it never ever clicked in my head that it was Red Fox.
Chicago Red.
Chicago Red. I never knew that.
That's
this man
good.
was like this close to Malcolm X.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's pretty cool.
So that's just like a,
Yeah.
for all that, like that's him.
Yes,
I
it
didn't
is.
know, and he hung out with Malcolm X like that.
Yeah, they were good brethren.
You knew this?
I read the book.
Dave's turn.
Thank you. Could we go to Althea Gibson, please? Thank you. Now, we all know who Serena Williams is.
Yes.
We all know who Venus is, her sister is as well.
Yes.
Right? But Althea Gibson, she was an tennis player and as well as a professional golfer. And what made her so special was this. She was the first athlete to cross the color line of international tennis. In 1956, she became the first person of color to win a Grand Slam title, the French Championship. And in fact, what she's holding right there, I believe, is Wimbledon, which is in England. Not only did she win Wimbledon twice, she also won the U.S. Nationals, which is now the U.S. Open. The same tennis event where you owe me an apology. You think I'm cheating? I'd rather lose than yes. That's the same event she won twice. Yes. So she paved the way for not only, of course, Billie Jean King, right? Who in the tennis world they love Billie Jean, right? For of course, the Williams sisters. For Mrs. Sacco, who just won, of course, beating Serena as well. So I mean, this woman right here paved the way.
And things we never hear this stuff.
Right.
We always like Serena's the first. She wasn't the first.
Right. She won 11 Grand Slam titles.
Wow.
Titles. Right. And when she was finished with tennis, she took up golfing. So and then she entered, of course, as a professional golfer afterwards.
Pretty cool. So this is all before Serena. All right.
Long before.
Okay. So that was all right.
Thank you.
Okay. Let me pick up my phone for this one.
Pick up your phone.
So let me go to Instagram.
Go to Instagram. Oh,
go to my live.
Uh-huh.
And let's do a live. And let's start the video. And I'm doing this for dramatic effect, of course. So can you put up the picture of Jesse Eugene Russell, please? Here he is.
All right. Go on.
So this is the inventor of the digital cell phone.
The digital cell phone.
Okay. All right. I want to see. You see the effect. So Jesse Eugene Russell, aka the father of the cell phone, is a black inventor trained in electrical engineering. A graduate of Tennessee State University, Russell became the first graduate of an HBCU to be hired by AT&T Bell Labs. He went on to receive the MS in electrical engineering from Stanford and became an expert in digital signal processing. During his time at AT&T, he suggested taking the car phone more on the go and putting one in everyone's hand.
That's right.
This technology took over 4 years to perfect. But finally, in 1988, Russell released the first digital cellular system to the world. Currently, Russell holds over 75 patents in the digital cellular technologies, including but not limited to the mobile data telephone, the base station for the mobile radio telecommunications systems,
Go on with it.
and the broadband cable telephony network architecture, IPITN, networking architecture reference model. In 2000, Russell left Bell Labs to become the CEO of Inc. Networks, which is one of the leaders in micro LTE platforms for 4G devices. All right? Now, that information was, I'm going to credit this person, information from Michael Campbell on LinkedIn. That's where I first saw it, but then I did my own research, of course.
Okay.
So for his innovation and leadership, Russell has won a number of prestigious awards, and he was invited to participate in numerous professional conferences and organizations. In 1980, he received the Outstanding Young Electrical and Computer Engineering Award from Ita Kappa Nuad. In 1992, he was named the U.S. Black Engineer of the Year for the best technical contributions in digital, cellular, and microcellular technology. This phone I'm holding right now, everybody, if it wasn't for a black man, it wouldn't be here. So, big up myself for that one. Oh, go to my TCM, by the way, and watch us. This is why we're doing Did You Know, okay? Just follow us there. See you guys soon. Okay. Done.
Go on with it. Go on with it. Lovely. Lovely. Since we do have a minute left, and mine is very short but sweet and as well as heartwarming, could we go to the urine generator, please? Yeah, that's right, the urine generator.
I don't know about this one.
You don't know about this one?
I don't know.
Let me tell you something. Well, as we're waiting for this picture to come up, all right, 4 high school teenage students from Nigeria, Adebola, Abiola, Toyin, and Enola, they've designed the urine generator in 2012, right, as a project. That's them right there.
What does it mean?
Hold on, I'm getting there.
And you didn't say, did you know? So I'm waiting for that.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
Right? Now, they did this, once again, in 2012, right? And the invention now holds at least 1 liter of urine, right? However, though, from this 1 liter of urine, they're able to go ahead and generate up to 6 hours of electricity.
Oh.
Right? So, I mean, you know, nothing goes to waste.
All right.
Short
A
and
urine.
sweet.
Wow. That was pretty good, Dave.
Short and sweet.
All right, Dave.
Thank you.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad.
Thank you very much.
You can create electricity and, well, I have a cell phone I can use. It's awesome.
There you go.
All right, guys, we have one more segment. We're still waiting for your comments. Who do you think won this knowledge off between Dave and I? Okay, leave it in the comments below.
Hands down, I
Who
lost.
won this knowledge off? Okay.
Hands down, I'm not even here.
No, you
Nuh-uh.
had some good stuff, guy. You
Uh-uh.
generate urine. All right, guys.
But
See you soon.
I
See you
can't
back.
compare with your smile.
I'm here to help you. Nice try, guy. Don't.
Which civil rights leader became NAACP's first field secretary in 1954? Medgar Evers, Martin Luther King Jr., Marcus Garvey, or none of the above?
Beyonce.
Martin Luther King Jr.
Thurgood Marshall.
D, none of the above.
You're fucking wrong, man.
Damn!
It's actually A.
You're actually fucking right, man. Hey,
Take that Drake song. Hell yeah. Feel like I'm right.
there you go. There you go. Okay, it's 2 points for knowing some Drake shit.
Come on,
All right, fuck, my fault.
This is Black history, dog.
You're right. What former slave started a secret, blacks-only Sunday school where he taught children to read and write? John Brown, Frederick Douglass, Dred Scott, or Sojourner Truth?
Sojourner Truth.
Brown and a motherfucker.
Sojourner Truth.
Dred Scott.
Well, I be John Brown.
This is going terrible.
Frederick Douglass.
1 point right here.
Okay, she really black on sometimes.
Which young girl became famous when her father sued Topeka, Kansas Board of Education in 1951 in an attempt to allow her to attend a whites-only school? Linda Brown, Ruby Bridges, Harriet Tubman, none of the above.
Harry Tubman.
Y'all want to like play hopscotch or some shit? They just crammed the whole video. Niggas.
Linda Brown.
Brown versus the Board of Education.
Linda Brown.
That is right.
Black Power.
How'd you know that?
Because it's Brown versus I think something for Roe v. Wade or something for integration in schools, something.
Dummy.
Stop it.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Knowledge of. Honestly, this one's gonna be a fun one to share out to people. If you haven't been watching it and you do get a chance to watch this shit, this is just fun. You know what? Like, I realize sometimes with a lot of this information, when you try to speak to people about their history, it's like, oh, don't we have a month for that?
We don't, because it doesn't make money.
I know, but it does make clearly. It makes money, everybody. Clearly, this is making money. Okay, Jack Daniels, dustpan. Okay, phone, tennis. It makes money. Books.
Yeah.
First, dustpans.
Even the coattail that goes into the phone.
Dustpans. Y'all don't know? Dave, it's your turn. Well, did you drop the last? Is it my turn?
Your turn.
Okay, so
Go on with it.
more dramatic effects. Because I think it's fun. So,
Yeah.
oh, what? Okay, hold on a second. Hush up. Okay, it's my dramatic effects, all right? So,
Interesting.
did you know that Dr. Shirley Jackson is the inventor of the touch-tone telephone, caller ID, call waiting, and fiber optic cables? So for all you people who see a number and swipe, you can thank Dr. Shirley Jackson for that. For all you mans them who sees the girl calling off your phone and you can see that it's her, and when she tries to call private, you're like, I know it's still you.
We're not
just
answering no
calling
private number.
You can thank Dr. Shirley Jackson because she invented that. I thought this was kind of cool.
That is pretty cool.
So, Dr. Shirley Ann Jackson, a theoretical physicist and famous black inventor, has been credited with making many advances in science. She first developed an interest in science and mathematics during her childhood and conducted experiments and studies such as those on the eating habits of honeybees. Yeah, that was kind of cool too. Like who does this? Apparently black women do. So she followed this interest to the Massachusetts Institute of Technology,
MIT, okay.
MIT, where she received a bachelor and doctoral degree, all in the field of physics. In doing so, she became the first African-American woman to earn a PhD from MIT. Jackson conducted successful experiments in theoretical physics and used her knowledge of physics to foster advances in telecommunications research while working at Bell Laboratories. Dr. Jackson conducted breakthrough-based basic scientific research that enabled others to invent the portable fan. Facts? Thank you, darling. This is why you got this. My glasses, I should be wearing them. Touch-tone telephone, solar cells, fiber optic cables, and the technology behind caller ID and call waiting so you can swipe. You don't want to talk to nobody. Currently, Jackson is the president of Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, the oldest technological research university in the United States, and recently ranked by the U.S. News and World Report as one of the nation's top 50 universities. It's excellent. So, the mission of the Rensselaer since the founding in 1824 has been to apply science to the common purpose of life. Dr. Jackson's goal for the school is to achieve prominence in the 21st century as a top-tier, world-class, technological, I can't talk, research university with a global reach and a global impact.
That's awesome.
Phones. Black people, because we love to chat.
So I've noticed.
So Alexander Graham Bell. Okay, done. Bonham
Very much so.
with his string. Go ahead.
Yes. Let's go to Black Swan Records. Yes. So Black Swan Records, this is the first African American label owned and ran by us. Who you see there, the gentleman right there, his name is Harry Pace. So the parent company, Pace Phonograph Corporation, was founded in March of 1921 and was based in Harlem. The new production company was formed after Pace's music publishing partnership with W.C. Handy, Pace and Handy, had dissolved. So Pace Phonograph Corporation was renamed Black Swan Phonograph Company in the fall of 1922. Both the record label and production company were named after 19th century opera star Elizabeth Greenfield, which I think we have a picture up there as well. Yes, she was an opera singer, right? And in fact, when she sang, they called her the Black Swan because she was that nice with it.
Look at her. Watch her.
There you go.
She'll wear a corset.
I mean, sure. You know, so I'm not sure in regards to in what relation the movie Black Swan is to, of course, to the record
It's very
label.
interesting, yeah.
However, though, it did pave the way for all other labels to follow, whether it's, of course, Bad Boy, whether it's, of course, it's, you name it, give me a label that is ran by black
Death
people.
Records.
Death Row. There you go, Death Row. You know,
Did I say
so
Death Records? Yeah, right? Death Row Records?
Death Row, yes.
Okay.
Right. So I mean, you know, they paved the way. So former employees and as well as people who were part of the movement at that point were Fletcher Henderson, who was the recording manager, who provided piano accompaniment for singers and led a small band for recording sessions. William Grant Still, he was named an arranger and later musical director. There he is right there, Mr. Still.
Okay.
And also W.E.B. Du Bois. He held shares in this company. And in fact, I have a picture there which shows his certificate of ownership. There we go.
Cool.
Yeah, so 1920s. There you go. The first African American owned label. Pretty cool. Now, some of the artists, C. Carol Clark, who was the first artist to record on the label. Ethel Waters, who was to this date their best-selling artist. Right? Louis Armstrong, who we all know, right?
Yes.
He recorded on the label. And there's Trixie Smith. I love this name. Trixie. Very much a Jamaican name.
Sounds mixed up.
Yes. She was the second best-selling artist at that time.
Trixie.
Yeah, man. So
Sounds
I mean,
real fresh.
I'm telling you, right? So did you know that the first African American label was Black Swan Records? There you go.
I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
It's excellent, man. For all of us who's into music, I mean, this is pretty much inspiring. I mean, yes, we see, of course, with the deals happen, you know, with everything happening now, with you know, Lil Wayne and Baby, they of course they received their $100 million, which is unprecedented at that point in time through Universal as a distribution, right? But if it wasn't for these guys, you know, Mr. Pace and all of them, who knows?
All right. You know what? I think you did a good job, Dave.
Well, you brought us some wonderful
Yeah,
facts
man.
too.
I think we did pretty good. I think we.
Miss Dramatic Effect.
Listen, guys, let us know what you thought. Honestly, I'm glad. I like doing this show. I wanted to do it and I wanted to make it fun because sometimes this information can be very dry. The point of this too is we're educators.
Yes.
We need to find ways to deliver this information to you so that you can say, okay, now I know it, and you can find ways to deliver this to other people.
There
right?
you go.
Your children. We need more of this in our schools, in our history classes. That group self-esteem, the racial self-esteem, and our own personal self-esteem, the only way that we're going to learn it is if we know who we are. Very important. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this show. Please comment, like, share the information to carry on the conversation. You guys have a wonderful Tuesday, and I won. I already know I won. I'm being nice. I won.
I can't do the acting.
For Roe v. Wade or something, for integration of school, something.
Like, share, subscribe, and tune in. Keep it locked here. 6 o'clock, we have What Matters with Miss Erica. Peace and love, family. We love y'all.